We have Will Double S in the studio with us.
Standing by my suspicious mind, guess I colored outside the lines, or was it I was love blind?
What did your creative process look like when writing Suspicious Mind, Love Blind?
About 2 years ago, it all started 2 years ago when I created this list of topics, like lyric phrases, stuff like that. And I utilized that list to write mainly the verse of Suspicious Minds, Love Blind. So for example, I took honey stained hoodies from my list and I and I turned it into honey stained hoodie, left indentations on my heart. I turned that into honey left marks on my heart. And the thing about the honey stained hoodie, Zool eyes, honey left marks on my heart, that lyric phrase was actually, it was inspired by a suggestion from my sister, who's like a Swiftie. So like a lyric technique that songwriting technique she uses and the other artists use is just like having the same word but like having it mean something different.
Yeah.
So
like a double meaning.
Yeah. Double meaning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice. You know I'm a Swiftie, so yeah. Did it differ from your usual creative process, and if so, how?
A lot of my songs, I start with the production. So the instrumentals, I start with that, and then I go into the lyrics. In this case, this song was definitely that process. So like I started producing the instrumentals. My brother, he recorded live brass on it. My friend, he played saxophone, Lucas, and I produced the instrumentals, and then I add the lyrics in to the song.
Yeah, obviously I've heard the song.
Yeah.
And I showed Josh the song before this interview actually, and we both agreed like the instrumentals of the song are so good.
It's probably like the best thing I've produced.
But the piano bit of it is so groovy. You're also a producer. Can you tell us a bit more about that and what got you into producing and just creating and making music in general?
I'm going to answer the second part of that question first.
That is fine.
I started out where I just wrote chords down back in middle school and high school. So I started out just like writing things out on a piece of paper and playing them and just recording them in. But it wasn't till the summer of my 8th grade year, I think, where I started using this software called Soundtrap. Started diving into it myself, and I learned from that. I took the things I created and I put them in as just like a piano vocal song. Then I started like evolving into just adding like random drum loop samples, stuff like that were pre-made, and that's all I did because I didn't put 2 and 2 together that you can create that yourself. It wasn't till my music production class, which 2020, the pandemic, I thought I was going to be learning Ableton because I tried to use Ableton before. It's one of the softwares, and I could not figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know how. Could not figure it out for the life of me. Eventually, I did figure it out, but basically, to answer your question, I started off in Soundtrap, evolved into Ableton, and then I actually like learned production skills from my music production class, and that's where my hit song from high school, Hey Yo, was created. It was just from a project to use loops. So Hey Yo, that happened. It was a popular song in like my choir department and stuff like I performed it live. I don't produce for other people right now, but it's something I like to get into, but currently I'm just focusing on producing for myself.
Yeah. I noticed you have some pretty cool lyrics. My personal favorite is see-through glass, little white lies, holding a full house with leering eyes. How do you come up with these ingenious lyrics? I know you talked about this a little bit earlier, but also other songs too. But how do you come up with these lyrics? And is there any specific thing that inspires you to come up with them?
Specifically for those lyrics, I actually did not take from that list I mentioned. Basically, what I did was sort of like trying to keep it poetic. After writing the verse and the chorus, I had to like figure out how this makes sense narrative wise, but it worked out. Holding a full house with leering eyes, full house, poker hand, leering eyes, just like looking around. see-through glass sort of means like it's possible to like see through someone with their little white lies.
Yeah.
It's like, little white lies.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Where do you think your creative direction is heading in the future?
After writing Suspicious Mind, Loveline, I really want to like write more cryptic, poetic lyrics, because a lot of these lyrics, like I had an earlier song that I released called Tears.
I still see tears in your eyes. I don't know how to stop you from crying.
That's very much straight to the point, nothing fancy, nothing interesting, but like
Nothing to dissect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just basic lyrics. But the thing is, like, I wrote how I was feeling from a situation, took that and put it into lyrics. So it's very like straight to the point. We have my song called Burgundy Ford Mustang, which is like, about a car. So
I mean, it's a pretty good song.
it's a good
It's
song.
very catchy.
It is a really good song.
Very catchy. People have told me how catchy that they find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to two of my friends earlier about this interview as well, and they were talking about how catchy Burgundy Ford Mustang is.
Burgundy Ford Mustang is pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question for the day, and I think the biggest question that we have as well.
Yeah.
Everyone probably has this question on their mind. Will we be hearing more music from you soon, and will this song be part of a bigger project?
I got 3 singles out now, currently. Tears, Burgundy Ford Mustang, and then this new one called Suspicious Mind, Love Blind. These 3, under Will Double S, all spelled out. They're going to be a part of my EP. My EP, Suspicious Minds, is going to be released in 2025, featuring 6 songs that reflect some sort of like situationship I had a few years back, just discusses different aspects of reflecting on that, and it just tackles those different aspects of the situationship and the aftermath, coping. Suspicious Minds, Love Blind, that was more about coping after everything happened.
So it's like a whole journey throughout
Yeah.
your healing process.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have a snippet of one of the songs too.
Let me tell you a little bit about this song.
Please do.
It's been 2 years and 2 months in the making.
Wow.
Like, I started out with just it being in August of 2022, piano improvisation in the key of B flat major. I started to develop this sort of melody, this sort of riff. And I'm just like, I want to turn this into a song, which it eventually did.
Don't let me go on these nights like these, when the hue of your eyes matches the moonlight and the stars shine bright on you night and night.
That sounds so intriguing. I'm so excited for that.
Thank you. I'm excited for you guys to hear this one.
Thank you so much for coming in the studio today and giving us an inside scoop on everything, just your process,
Thank you.
and the songs. Everyone should definitely stay tuned for the release. And again, thank you so much.